Hi, everyone. We'll give a few minutes for people to join. And there's a little bit of a delay between the camera and Facebook. So we'll give everyone a few minutes to join on. How are you? Say hello in the comments and tell me where you're from. We're trying to get everything set up. My husband is helping me so that I can answer comments as I'm doing this. So I'm a little nervous. I haven't done this before, but at least I'm on here. So that's a plus. Okay. So I posted a little doodle picture earlier today, and I said some people had some questions. How do you do that? You make it look so easy. So I thought I would just come on real quick tonight and give you some pointers, kind of show you how I start and freehand this using our designer products. Okay. So we've got 23 people. So hi everyone. I'm Paula McCoy, Colors for Earth. All right, guys. So welcome. I'm going to try to do more of these. I am not anybody that knows me real well. I do not like cameras, so this is a huge leap to come, especially doing this live. So bear with me if I may fumble along the way, but hopefully I'll get better each time I do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is switch to my overhead camera and my side camera, and I'm going to show you the piece that I did earlier. Okay, so you should be able to see these, to see the piece. And then I have a side camera set up over here on the side so that you can see. So this was all done with the Quill pen and the De-Zigners. This is the Quill pen set that we sell. It comes with 2 different nibs on the Colors for Earth website. It's just called a Quill pen set. Okay, a lot of people get confused. They don't see that there's actually a silver and kind of a copper colored tip in there, and they think they've only got one and not the 2. So be sure and take a look at that and make sure that you've got both of them. The De-Zigners that I'm using are one of our new products, and this is a powder, and it's a pure color. Okay, it is a non-enamel. It does need to be capped. Okay, so what I'm going to do is probably just, I did this on the top of this piece, but I can just turn this over and now put it down on a piece of white glass and sift clear powdered frit between it, and I'm good to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move this piece out of the way and get a fresh piece. And I'm actually going to do this one on white glass. I like white. That's my favorite. Okay. So here's the quill. It's got a little ball in there, and mine is well used. You just push the nib inside there. And then what I've done is in our little jars, we have what we call the ink jars. We started using them for Debbie Elmer's ink technique. They're just little tiny jars. They're less than a half an ounce, and I just have labeled mine. So I've put some of the powder in there. I've added the glass medium to that also and mixed it up. It's a pretty thin mixture. It's like 3 parts, and this one I mixed earlier, and I don't know if, let me get this where the side camera can see it. It's a little thick now because it's been setting for a couple hours since I used it. So I'm going to add a few more drops of the medium to it and mix it up. Bert, do we have any questions? Hope everybody loves your hair, though. Oh, I got that. Thank you. I got a haircut yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. The other thing I want to mention is when you mix these De-Zigners up, it tends to stick on the side of your tool. And all I've done here is put some polymer clay on my tool to make it easier to handle. We sell these tools on the website. Just make sure you wipe that off completely before you go into a new color, because it can have the residue of the color on it. Okay. So earlier I was doing those little funky zentangle flowers. So when you load the quill, let me see if I can get that in the side view. I like to just kind of scoop it and get it on there so that it's up where that there's an oval shape in the pen. Can you see that? Let me move my hand. There you go. So it has to be within that oval shape, okay? So that it can act as a well. All right, so I'm just going to dip in there, and let me get there we go. Dip in there and just drag it off the edge just a little bit, okay? And this color is De-Zigner number 252 Deep Cerulean that I'm using on this particular piece. It's the same color that I used earlier. So let's just say I want to, so when you push down and touch the glass, you kind of got to let it start to flow out. And I'm putting a small amount of pressure on there so that there's teeth on the end of this, and they need to open up and allow the color to flow out. Okay, so just dip in again, and I'm going to put the other side. And the nice thing is that you can scratch this off. You can use a Q-tip. I like these little, if you get out of line, these Q-tips that have the point on them. Okay, and then a toothpick is your other favorite tool. Okay, so make sure you have that. All right, so these, and I constantly turn my work. Okay, hopefully I'll stay in both of the camera views so you can see. So I'm just gonna make a bowl to this flower that I'm doing. So just very little pressure. And then Bert will tell me if we have any questions. So that it's a fairly thin consistency. Okay. Okay. So he says we have 2 questions. What do we have?
Can water be used to mix instead of glass medium?
So the question is, can water be used instead of the glass medium? You can. The glass medium is going to dry quicker and not stay as open as long. I will thin with water when I'm using a detail brush and adding detail to things. And those of you that have been on the webinars that we've done on the zentangles, the De-Zigners, uh, you know that as far as thinning. But I would mix with the medium. You can mix with clove oil also, or any other kind of oil. Some people say clove oil is too strong, and so can you mix with another one? Yes, you can. So there's different things that you can definitely mix with if you don't have it. So this product here is the De-Zigners, and like I said, it's a non-enamel, and it's made to go between glass. Okay, it's not food safe if you don't do that. Okay, so what I did was, and I'm just winging this, guys. I'm starting kind of at the center of that bowl, and I'm just going to angle following the outside line. And Bert, if I get off camera, be sure and tell me that I'm off. Okay. And can everybody hear me okay? That's another question. So let me know if they say that they can hear. So type it in there, guys, if you can hear me all right, because this is my first time doing this. We are broadcasting through Zoom. Uh, and then I'm using another program that is allowing me to use 3 cameras at once. Okay. All right, so we've got this here. Then what I did was I came in and I just added these little lines. So you can find all kinds of different clip art and things. It's just a matter of, can you do it freehand? If you can't do it freehand, you could take real cheap tissue paper, transfer a pattern to the tissue paper with a pencil, and then use a water-based marker to go through the tissue onto the wear. And I'll do another live on how to do that, so don't try to remember that. Um, I swore I wasn't going to go into a lot of different things, so hopefully I can stay on track. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit of pressure that's allowing a dot to come out. So the longer I stay down and open those teeth, it's given me a larger dot of color. Okay, these do need to be sifted between the glass that you cap them with. You can cap with just powdered frit if you wanted to do that. And I tend to turn my work to make it easier for me. And I'd like to try to pull my work towards me. So what I'm doing is just constantly going back and then dragging off that edge of the jar. Okay. How many people we got on, Bert? Should say in the upper left corner. Does it tell you? All right. Does anybody have any questions?
There were no other questions. Oh, wait a minute.
All
What's
right.
the advantage of using the pigment instead of enamel?
The enamels, I have not been able to successfully get them to work with the quill pen. Now, if you mixed them with clove oil, you could, but they're grainier. They have frit in them. Frit is a grain that, even though as small as it is it's still granular. So when you try to get it on the tip here, it doesn't want to flow off. But feel free to definitely try it. Okay, we have another question. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So let's do a leaf. Okay.
And maybe tilt your face camera down a little bit because you keep losing your chin.
Okay. Well, I'm not even worried about that right now. But okay. So let's do a leaf. So I'm going to start. I like to start from where things grow from. Okay. And I'm going to move this camera just. Yes, color concentrates will work with the quill pen. I use the same jar, and I actually I have a concentrate out here that I was going to show you after I do a little bit here. And I actually have a silk screen with clove oil. So all of those type of things will work. So if you don't have one and you have the other, definitely use it. If you're using the silk screen with the pen and the clove oil, you do need to set that color or burn off the binder being the oil. So you would take it to like, you could probably go to 1380. That way it sets the color, and then you could come back and cap that. Okay. No, this is just single layer. Good question. This is a 3mm white opaque. I'm a 96 girl. So no, I'm going to actually take clear glass and I'm going to cap this as far as when I fire it. Okay. All right. So constantly load. And sometimes you see it didn't work. It didn't come out. So you have to stop, kind of give it time to start the flow and then proceed. Okay. And here is the center vein. And you see how I'm always starting from where it grows from and then come out. And then just to add that little zentangle feature to it, we're going to just add a border on one side and then close it in with some lines. One of the other things I did on the other one was I had some little curls. So what I did was just come out and around. And I did clean my glass, although I have a spot here that doesn't look like it's, there we go. So clean your glass with white distilled vinegar is the best for our products. Now, if you've used something else and it works for you, then that's okay. Another question? Okay.
One, will there be a handout? I'm not going to remember all this.
No, but this video will be on the page, and I am recording it, and I will put it up on YouTube so that you have it. Somebody asked me earlier if I was going to have a pattern. I guess I could put one. Maybe I'll put the video link in a blog, and I will put the PDF. And what I'll do is take a picture of the one I did earlier, and you can have it as a pattern. How's that? Okay.
I would like to do this on bottles.
You do have to cap. So bottles is not going to work unless you. It's just not going to work because you'd have to have powdered frit over the top of it, and then you would have to crush the same. You don't know where the bottles, if they come from the same place, so it's not recommended. Because what happens is, being just a pure pigment, this will, if you don't cap it, it's going to wipe off. Okay, the binder holds it until it's fired, but then after that, it doesn't. It's going to slide right off. Literally, you can wipe it with your finger. So it has to be capped with either clear powdered frit or another piece of glass. Now, I'll show you. This is one. Try to get it without the glare. This is one I did with some of the different colors that we have. That's all done with the quill pen. I just did the flowers in different colors and then came back and did all my leaves with the 262 dark green. Okay. And let me show you another one. This one here is one that I did. It's late at night, so I've got lights on and I'm getting some glare. Sorry about that. This one is done on white glass, and then I capped it with this transparent blue or aqua color. Okay, so everybody thought I did it on the blue glass, but it's not. It's on white glass, and I just capped it with that transparent. So that's kind of cool. That's all done with the black, the 201. Okay. And then I've got one more to show you. This is one that we did in the designer webinar, but I wanted to show you because the background of this is all done with the quill pen. Everything else is brushwork. And those webinars, if you've missed any of those, I do have them on the website and they are downloadable. So you don't have to wait for me to send you a link anymore to Dropbox, which is really cool. So we've got everything up there. So if there's 4 video files, then you will have those links to download along with paperwork, patterns, that kind of thing. Okay. So all of this was done with the quill in the background, and I'll show you how to do some of that.
Somebody here
Okay.
wanted to know what ink you're using, or wanted to see what ink you're using.
So if you're just joining in, this is the designer product that I'm using, the DZs. Okay, it's a pure color, and the numbers start, of course, DZ for designer, and then 200 numbers are what these are. Our regular enamels are 300 numbers. Okay, so this is a powder, and you mix it with the glass medium. And then I'm just using the quill. So I mixed it into my jar, and then I will come back when I'm done, and I'm going to cap this with clear, okay, so that it becomes 6 millimeter. So this is just a 2 millimeter unfired opaque white glass. Okay, so let's do, yes.
I don't understand what Shelley's asking.
Shelly's asking a question. Shelly Long?
Yeah.
Hi, Shelly.
Recap what medium?
Okay, this is the glass medium, GM300. Just our regular glass medium that we use with all the enamels, okay? And then all I've done is mix it with the designer product in my little jar. We call those the ink jars, and if you missed that at the beginning, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so these are the jars. They come in either singles or you can buy them in a 6-pack, okay? All right, so let's do, if I wanted to create, let's say, a border up here. Oh, and the other thing with the designers, I let that pen sit there so it had a little chunk on the end of it. It starts to dry pretty fast. You do need to make sure that they don't go all the way out to the edge, because if they're all the way to the edge, they are not going to seal. The glass will not seal, okay, because they're not an enamel. They have no glass in them, okay. So let's do the little squiggly line. This is called, I just forgot the name of it. That's terrible. Okay, so I start in one corner. I think you can see that on both cameras, right, Bert?
What is the consistency of threading medium?
The consistency is 3 parts medium to 1 part of the designer. So it's pretty inky, and it's really, you got, if it doesn't flow off the pen, you may add another drop of the medium to it. Okay, you can do brush strokes with this. If you saw my hydrangea piece that I had the webinar recently, that was all done. See how I'm just doing back and forth. Corneli lace is what this is called. It comes from the cake decorating world. They do it with the piping bag. Okay, so it's just one continuous line, just going back and forth, and try to change your direction so it doesn't all look the same. So that's a way to add. That's what I've done on this background here. Okay, so that's just one continuous line. Everything else on this is done with the brush, and that is the designer flower webinar. We do that. We do the that blue piece that I did, and then there's a couple of other things in there. Okay, so that's that. So the question was, can you use the color concentrates? You can. I'm going to wipe my pen off and clean it from this. And oh, I know what I want to show you. White will actually show up on black with just the quill pen. I've got a couple of little jewelry pieces here. And then if you didn't hear me, white distilled vinegar is the best as far as cleaning for our products, okay? So let me make sure that I got the blue off of this pen because I sure don't want it in my white. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Nope. Okay. This is also really good to write your name with. Okay, so let's just, if I were going to do like a little flower, it's going to be hard to hold on to the small piece. I should have taped it. You could tape it to another piece. That would be a good way to keep it. So when you're doing something freehand, like these flowers that I showed you, okay,
These come in metallic colors.
do not. You could, and we don't want to cap our metallic enamels because it dilutes the color, all except for the copper. So you could do the copper one, I think, with the clove oil and probably get it to work. But currently, no, we do not have any metallics.
And what do you use to clean the pen?
What did I use to clean the pen was one of the questions. All I did was swish it in water. That's it. Just clean it really well in the water. So you see here, I'm creating a petal. So my little trick when you do a petal or a 5-petal flower, hopefully you can see that with my fingers holding that down, is you do your petals in a Y shape. And this is a design thing that I teach in quite a few of my classes that have flowers. I like flowers. You guys probably already know that. Do in the Y, and then if you fill in, so you see how easy this is just to freehand? And my husband's laughing. I know, and you guys probably are too. Of course, I've done this flower 100,000 times, so yeah. So you have a Y, you see that? And now you have 2 sides. All you do is add your petals on the side, and you now have a perfectly spaced 5-petal flower.
I have a question.
Okay, question?
Sally Sue wants to know, can you please make a mistake so you can show us how to fix it?
Sally, how are ya? Long time no talk. Can I make a mistake? Sure, I can make a mistake. I don't know if I want to do it with the white though, Sally, but I'll try. So, let's say I went all the way up to the top and I didn't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna lay my pen down. I'm gonna pick up that Q-tip that has the pointed edge. Okay, and I would probably wait till this dries a little bit more, but you can just come in here and wipe that off. Now I'm going to wipe it with this end, and then I would take a clean end and kind of rub it against there to make sure that I have all the residue off. Is that okay, Sally? That's as big a mistake as I'm going to have, hopefully. I was fearing technology mistakes tonight. You can. It will probably be a little rough, but you may have to go back and add more and refire again.
You can what?
You can cap with clear powdered frit. Yes. Yes.
Pam wants to know if you're a gardener.
Pam.
Like
Pam who?
Pamela Domi.
Okay. You know what? I have a black thumb. That's why I probably paint so many flowers because they won't die on me like the real ones do. So here's a leaf. I'm just pulling in a little cute little leaf there. You try to keep odd numbers is the rule of thumb in design. So maybe we have a little stem and a little guy. Okay. And then if you want dots in the middle, you could come in and add. You could also come in with a toothpick, okay, and you could do the same thing. You could come in and make dots. Oh, there's a big mistake, Sally. Right. So I'm just going to paint with a toothpick here for a second. Let's see if we can do it. I know I do it with enamels in tight little areas, but it is going to kind of, it falls off of there too easily. But if you had to, or you wanted to let kids do it, you could. Okay. All right. So there's white. Another question.
What temperature to set the color?
Set the color at our normal enamel, which is 1380, and I am working on 96 COE is what I use. Okay. Let me show you really quick, if you're willing to stick with me for a second. I've got some silkscreen white mixed up here, and we will do it on, let me grab a larger piece. I guess I'll leave that one sitting there so you can see that. Okay. Did I lose? Let's go back over here. Oops, sorry. All right. Okay, so this one is set here. I haven't used this for months. Okay, but it's got the oil, and let me see if I can get it mixed up well enough that I don't have to add any more. So it's kind of chunky there, but that's okay. See how that just starts to loosen up? So this is the Silkscreen black. I don't want to confuse you, or excuse me, white, with a different product, but I wanted to show you how it works with the quill also. That's the main thing, okay? Just make sure you get it mixed up really well. And I think it's thin enough because it pretty much falls off of there that it should work. I don't have a lot in there, but, and earlier I said that you could mix it with any type of like lavender oil, different ones, if you didn't like the smell of the clove. Now I'm going to tilt this to load my pen. I do have a free video on my YouTube channel. You can just search for me, or you can go to our colorsforearth.com, go to the education tab, down to the video tutorials, and that will show you, you can pick out a subject. If you want to do designers, you want to do enamels, you want to do silkscreen, there's all different types of topics. So just find the one that you're looking for, and there's tons of free videos out there. Okay, so this is the Silkscreen. Ratio on this one, you know, it's a 50-50. If I, yeah, 50-50, because it is an enamel with a lot of pigment in it. It does flow, or you see how it's, the lines get bigger when you use the clove oil. They don't stay as sharp because it's oil, and it takes forever to dry. I don't have patience. Okay, we have a question
from Shelley.
Shelley Long again.
Yeah, well, these must be somebody else. They went, Paula, will color come off after setting because there is no glass content?
Correct. So when you're working with the De-Zigners, which are the ones that are in the bag that are powdered, if you do not cap this with clear, okay, so when I put this in the kiln, I'm going to put that over it. If you don't, yes, when you set it to 1380, it can wipe off. Absolutely. You can set it and come back and cap it. But what I found is with the De-Zigners, you start putting, let's say you set the color, and then you come back and you're going to sprinkle or sift on your clear powdered frit before you put your piece of clear over it. The little granules of the powdered frit can actually move the color, so you're better off to do it all in one firing, if at all possible. Okay.
And setting the color is really just to fire off the medium.
Yes, setting the color is to burn off the binder or the medium. And the medium that I'm using right now is the clove oil. So if you're doing clove oil with any of the colors, I would let it set overnight. It probably will not be dry. You could put it in your kiln at 250 degrees for 20 minutes and it would dry it, okay? But I just go ahead and wait the 24 to 36 hours and then cap it, or excuse me, fire it to set it, and then come back and cap. And I'll write some of this in the comment section too. And a lot of it is covered on the free videos, okay? The Silkscreen, I have that black and white project that's out there. I did half of the plate with the black silkscreen and half with the white, because the silkscreen products cannot be capped until they have been set. Okay, so it doesn't matter what medium you're using them with. So do you see the Y again? See how I did that? And now I'm going to come back in a little too much on my tip of my pen there. I'm trying to hurry. And I'll come back and do more. If you guys want more free videos like this to cover different products, I will definitely do them. Put in the comments. I know we want to do some sifting of the enamels with stencils was one of the things somebody wanted to do. So put it in the comments or email me if there's something you want covered that I haven't covered. But definitely check out those free videos, because I have, I don't know, 45, 50, there's tons of them out there. So take time. And do you know that you, when you're on the YouTube channel or on, looking at anything, you can actually save the videos to a playlist on your, on your channel. So do that. I do that all the time for different things I'm trying to learn. So, but they are categorized on the Colors for Earth YouTube and the website. So we've done that for you, but you can do your own list also.
What's the advantage of using clove oil?
The advantage to using clove oil. Well, the clove oil works well with the enamels, especially the silkscreen black and white. I don't like it with the regular enamels because they're even grainier. I've added more pigment to the silkscreen products, so it's kind of an in between the De-Zigner and an enamel type. Um, the dry time is the difference. If you want it to stay open longer to do different techniques, then that's why you would use that. But I can tell you the only reason I use it is with the silkscreen black and white. That's it.
You still need the cap or clear if you use CCs instead of PZs.
Yes. Okay. So the question is, do you need to cap if you're using color concentrates or our CC enhancers, we call them in the glass world? Yes, you do, because CC enhancers are, I dropped my bottle. Okay. So the color concentrates are a translucent underglaze made for our ceramic line. Okay, so they are not food safe. So they do need to be capped. You can sift clear powdered fruit over them, or you can cap them with clear, either one. Okay, so remember when you're designing, remember I said odd numbers? So make sure Shelly and Sally, the only ones still out there, we still have people. Okay. Are you tired of me yet, guys? How long have we done this? Okay, 30 minutes. I said that's what I was going to do. So, okay, so come back and you can add, some little dots in the center. So your imagination is your limitation. Okay, so hopefully I've given you some ideas. The other nice thing, you were asking the difference between, and give me 1 second. I'm going to switch back to the large. Okay, so the main difference, why do I like the DZs? Okay, they're brighter. I mean, look at that red. Okay, they're, do what, babe?
Is medium not to be used with black screen?
Yes, you can use the glass medium. Absolutely. That's how when I silk screen with a squeegee through a silk screen, and I have several silk screen videos out there for you. So check those out. Yes, it's just if you're using the Quill pen, okay, you're using the pen, the clove oil makes it flow easier off of the pen, is basically what it does. Okay. I just have my large view. Yes. Yeah. He was trying to, like I said, this is the first time we've done this. So I'm trying my multi cameras and everything and making sure everything is good. And hopefully the logo is turned the correct way as far as your viewing, because there's some settings that I have to do. Okay. Before I go, because I'm getting off track here, that's me. I tend to do that. I want to tell you that next Tuesday night and next Sunday, there's 2 different dates for the ornament class. So this is one of the ornaments. And let me go back to the other camera, and I think you'll be able to see it better. Okay, there won't be as much glare. So this is a matte ornament that I've taken jewels and the piping paste. So the ornament starts out plain, put the jewels on. So I'm going to teach you how to do these from scratch. You're going to have your plain ornament. I'm going to tell you my little tricks and tips for adding the jewels on there. Let me change that camera so you can see that a little better. Okay. Here's another one of them. Isn't that pretty? With the red. And if you're just say a black and white girl, or you just like white, but the matte ornaments are the best. So any of you that are taking the class, I have tons of you signed up, but there is still time to sign up. So the neat thing that we've done, we're using Zoom to do some webinars. And the nice thing about Zoom is it integrates with my website. So you just go on, you buy your class just like you would a product, put it in your cart and pay for it. And it will send you the link. And it also will show you, if you go to your My Account, in the website, you can find anything you've purchased as far as webinars and the links to get into those webinars on that day. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to worry about saving that if you don't want to. So those are some of the ornaments. You can see those. Probably get it in my paint. So that is Tuesday night, and then the following, Shelly, help me. I think it's Saturday we do the tortilla warmer.
I want to know what size the ornaments are.
What size are these ornaments? These are, I think these are like 3.5 inches wide. This one might be a little bit. I do all sizes. I've done all sizes. The regular normal size, like 2.5, 2 7/8, something like that. Then these, and I've done great big ones also. Before I forget, the De-Zigners also are great to stamp with. Look at that's one of our newer stamps that we've got on the website. And you just take a pouncer sponge and go into your color and then pounce it on the stamp. Okay. And then put it down, give it some love and touch it and pull it off. And then I capped, so I did that on white, capped it with clear. Okay. This is a free project that I just put up on the Facebook and YouTube. So this is out there. The pattern is in the comment section, or you can email me and I'll send you the pattern by email. Okay. And once again, how do you get to the website? Who's asking that? So colorsforearth.com, colorsforearth.com. You know, and I could probably show you that through this, but I'm afraid I'll disconnect myself and do something wrong. So I'm not going to try it this time. Oh yeah, there you go. Those are some I made last year, so I might do that. I'm going to start my collection with you guys on Tuesday night. It's from 7 to 9. We may go a little bit over. It's a $10 webinar, you guys. $10. It's all freehand, similar to what I showed you, except for we're doing it with paste. You learn to work with the jewels, and I've got some other little tricks up my sleeve. So next Tuesday, and then I believe it's on Sunday. We have another one, and then this is the done with the De-Zigners that I was just demonstrating the quill with. Okay, this is 6 layers that some of you did a class with me, and it's doing brush strokes with those De-Zigner products. Okay, so that is one that you can download all those video files from the website. And then next weekend, I'm doing a ceramic. So if any of my ceramic peeps that are out there, you've been asking, you said you only do glass webinars. So guess what? I'm going to do a ceramic one for you. This is something I did at retreat a 1.5 years ago. And so I decided this is a Majelica technique. And working, believe it or not, these are color concentrates on top of here. Okay. It's just using, this is a ceramic technique. And you get to learn how to band see the colors. And you learn how to shade and band. So this is your tortilla warmer is what I did it on. And I got to turn it sideways like that so you can see the edge. Okay. All right. Hopefully, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I will go back. I will go back and read those and answer your questions. And I hope you enjoyed this. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you think. Any last questions, Bert, before we go? Okay, guys. Thanks for joining me. And I will try to set maybe one day of the week. Tell me what's good for you. I'm thinking Tuesday nights. Everybody else seems to have other nights of the week. And of course, weekends are not always the best for some people. So what I will do is maybe every other week come in and do a 30-minute to an hour, try to delegate that to one particular product. And then each week we'll do something different just as a free. Let me know your feedback, what you thought about this. And until next time, happy painting. Okay, guys.